Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. EA bringing back content from old FIFAs was definitely not on my bingo card for yesterday. And while it's not quite the same as those nostalgic FIFA 17 or FIFA 18 League SBCs, it's a movement in the right direction, and it's nice to actually say for once the content yesterday was okay. It was decent. But guys, we also need to look forward to today on Monday because I have a hunch. Maybe it's finally time we see our first player pick upgrade packs or picks of the year, and more importantly for the market. You see my coins, they're down. I've been investing because I think as the market is dropping, a lot of prices are down because of certain reasons. I think there's some prices that could go up today. We need to look at a lot of that. So guys, if you're ready for the video today, drop a thumbs up on it, and of course subscribe if you are new. Let's start by looking over that Sunday content, which of course there was a decent amount for a Sunday, guys. Let's go to objectives first, where we had a new rush mode and a new rush objective. If you guys are trying to get rush objectives done, any of them, this is the new mode to play. 7-minute dash. There's even a new objective that they brought out just for this brand new mode. It's only available for a couple of days. You do get a couple of okay packs. I feel like a lot of the rush packs are kind of the same. The 84 double, you have an 81-3, an 81-5, an 80 plus times 3, and a 78 double. It's not that difficult to get done, but there is a little bit of technicalities I want to address with the brand new rush mode. It's called 7-minute dash, minimum 87 pace to play. That's the player requirements. But I believe in the rush mode itself, to get double rush points, which you can get in this mode, you have to have a full squad. So 4 players all have to choose somebody that is 90 pace or above, I believe. I've not played this mode yet myself, but I'm hearing that a lot of people were kind of frustrated because people weren't picking players that were 90 pace or above, so they weren't getting a double rush point. So maybe the easiest way to play that mode and to get the objectives done with double rush points would be to play with a group of friends that you can control and obviously communicate with who you are going to be picking. I think that's the best way to play rush anyway, but for me, that's a W, right? Really easy to get those rush objectives done and get rush points when it's double rush points. And 90 pace, who doesn't like pace? That might be at least a somewhat fun rush mode there. Now let's go to the evolution section, where we had kind of a nice Evo too. I don't know. The jury's out on this one for me, because this Evo isn't one that you look at and you're like, wow, this is crazy, because it doesn't upgrade a lot of the face stats on a card. It upgrades a lot of the individual stats, but it kind of makes a big difference. Now, at first, I looked at this Evo and I was like, it's okay, but there's a couple of gems. I also think there's some cards that are probably not worth putting this Evo onto, but this one right here, this Alphonso Davies, is the first example that they show. This one's actually kind of worth it. If you use Alphonso Davies, or if you need those links, you're setting yourself up for a card that you could use right now because he's just meta and very good in game by himself, but then also upgradable in the future as well. +4 overall. That's the thing that makes him maybe a little bit less upgradable in the future. But this evolution gives a rapid plus. That's the big draw to it. And it gives some very interesting individual stat boosts to strength, balance, composure, jumping, agility, stamina. It gives relentless playstyle. It gives a rapid plus playstyle, of course. And then it gives a little bit of pace too, with a stat cap of 89. So like a card like this Davies, you know, a lot of people were getting this gold Davies, putting him into this Evo, and then linking him to the Bayern card that came out yesterday, or a couple of the Bayern cards from recent releases. And, you know, that's a decent left back card if you have him in your club, or if you want to spend. He's now 7K. He was 4,000 coins, but of course he's out of packs because this version is in packs. It's not a bad Evo for a card like this Alphonso Davies. Now, I do think there are some Evos in this that people are doing that maybe aren't the smartest. Van de Ven. Yes, you do get +1 pace in this card. You get rapid plus on an already wicked fast center back card, but rapid is only really used when you're on the ball. Guys, the rapid playstyle is made for when you're on the ball and when you're dribbling. So for a center back, I really think it's not good to use this Evo on a center back player, because how often are you going to have a center back running with the ball and want them to be trying to run fast? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want them to be fast like Van de Ven already is, but I don't think Rapid Plus really improves his card a lot. So personally, I would put this on a Davies or a right back if you're going to go for a defender, and then maybe for a midfielder, or then for an attacker. I also think this Evo could be one that you hold on to and chain. I think this card, yeah, this card right here, Teresiano, the Milan player, there's actually some people that have already upgraded this card, and they can fit him into this Track Thunder Evo because he already fits the requirements, and it makes his card even faster. It gives him a little bit of a boost in some certain areas, and that relentless playstyle and the rapid plus. So I think this is one, if there's nobody that sticks out to you right away, like for me, I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I really don't know who I would like to put into this evolution. There's really nobody that's just popping out of the page at me for this. I might just hold on to it and see what potential chains I could create in the future. But like I said, once again, you take a look. Here's the real kicker with these cards for this Evo, right? This Alphonso Davies, like we said, 7,000 coins at the moment. He was 4K. If you compare and look at his individual stats, I'll hover over the gold card. +4 agility, +6 balance, 8 composure, and then 7 jumping, 5 stamina, and 8 strength. I mean, to be honest, you're just upgrading small stats on the card, but those stats all make a big difference on a player. So I like that it's a free Evo. I like that it's not too many games, maybe slightly annoying to get it done. But again, that's not a bad Evo. It's just not one that like looks super appealing and super crazy. So for it being free, I don't have too many problems with it. Pick somebody that goes good for you and move along through it. Now let's go to the SBCs where we had the Oberdorf. That was our player SBC yesterday. The women's Bayern card. We were thinking it might have been Matisse Tell's an SBC, but he's elsewhere in the game, and it wasn't a Aubameyang either. But we did have Lena Oberdorf. Bayern links once again, 3-star, 4-star, press proven, plus the pace is the issue, to be completely honest. But of course, a lot of people remember back to her Team of the Year card last year, and she was very, very good. It's not the most meta-looking card, except for her playstyles. Her playstyles look very, very good. Her rolls look good as well. So if you want to get this one done, it'll run you 145,000 coins. It's probably not for everybody, but she's probably decent in game for those who want those links and want that card. Now, of course, yesterday as well, we had the upgrade pack. We were expecting the base hero upgrade. It's going to be repeatable again here in a couple of days, and it's the exact same SBC, the exact same requirements really as it was 2 weeks ago, last time this was released. The 85 and the 86 rated squad with a team of the week. So it's pretty cheap and very easy to do, especially if you haven't been doing many player SBCs, since there haven't been a ton of them worth doing recently. So of course, as expected, fodder had a little bit of a jump, but then it really didn't stay up. You take a look at Oberdorf here, using her again as an example. She went, and a lot of 86s went down with squad battle rewards from like 8.5k down to 7.9, and then right back at the content drop, they were all the way back up at 8.6 to 8.7. She's now in the low 8k range. Same thing happened with 85s all the way to 88s. They had a little bit of a spike, then they kind of came back down. Guys, I don't know, right now, in terms of the fodder aspect, it's really, sure, you could invest in some fodder. I think if you're looking to invest in fodder, though, you're looking ahead towards a fodder investment that you would be holding maybe into Black Friday or through Black Friday, as usually that is a time period where fodder goes up. And we'll start talking. You're going to hear those words, Black Friday. You're going to get used to hearing those a lot because we are not far away, and especially related to market things, we're going to start looking ahead, preparing for some of that stuff here, maybe at the end of this week, but just kind of start to get your mind right and thinking about that. It might be then that we finally see fodder have a significant lift off in price in all different areas, some lower rated areas, maybe some higher rated areas as well. But SBCs right now in this game aren't making a substantial amount of movement on the gold fodder market. Now, this is the big one, guys. Let's go to the last SBC that was dropped yesterday of importance and of notice. The World Tour France League upgrade. And when I saw this at first, I was like, wait, what is this? And really what this is, guys, are old school league SBCs. If you guys played FIFA, when did these start? Maybe FIFA 17. I think that was the first year we had SBCs, right? So FIFA 17, FIFA 18, FIFA 19, maybe FIFA 20. We had league SBCs, guys, and those league SBCs, you had to put in players from specific teams all through in one big league, and you would get a player at the end, and you would get tradable packs for each segment of that league SBC, and they were regarded as SBCs that you could go and get packs at any time. It was a menu craft that was kind of always available, and the cards at the end were usable. They were good, and it was fun. A little bit of nostalgia plays into this for sure, but this is just like that. You have to turn in a bunch of players from the D1 Arkema, the League 2, and of course League 1 McDonald's. So League 1, Farmers League, the French League, right? That's what this SBC is all about, and it's based around France being the league associated with this season. All of the packs that you get back are tradable. They're not the biggest and best packs, but this SBC isn't that expensive, and a lot of us maybe have a lot of these cards actually in our club, able to complete this easier than you might think. It doesn't require, 11 players from each specific club in the league. You just need like one or two with a couple of different, SBCs around here that require a full squad of like D1 or Chema players or whatever it may be. But this SBC, the concept, guys, I love the concept. I love what this means. You also get a mega pack tradable for completing the whole thing. This is them listening to the community. We've been asking literally for years because the League SBCs were so massive back in the day, especially for the players that you would get after completing them. This was something that we asked for ages to come back, guys. And we have it basically now. Now, it needs a few tweaks and changes, and even this one doesn't make sense fully. Like, why did they do a World Tour France League upgrade and give us a French player, but Bundesliga Matisse Tel? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The only connection is the nationality. Anyways, this Matisse Tel is really the reason why a lot of people want to do this SBC, because you have to complete that SBC to then all those SBCs, all 10 segments, to then, is it 10 or 11, whatever it is. You complete all of those, and you get this objective done for completing the whole upgrade SBC one time. And you get this card, Matisse Tel. He's 4-star, 4-star. He's got the power shot plus, 92 pace, 88 shooting, 85 dribble. It is exactly as leaked. It's a good card. It's not a crazy card. You look at those reactions, that's the most glaring stat on the card that you're like, oh man, he's not going to be good. But then he has power shot plus with 95 shot power, and he's got that pace. He's got as well rapid first touch and a finesse and chip shot. This is going to be a really solid card. He can play left mid. He can play right mid. He's got roll pluses in all of his positions, at least one. It's not a bad card at all. And if you look at the footbin, you can tell a lot of people are liking this card because of the stats that it has and the fact it doesn't feel free in a sense. It just feels affordable because you're turning in a lot of lower rated players. Now, when you look at this SBC, and I want to kind of go through this a little bit more, this SBC isn't necessarily cheap in a sense. This SBC, it's 11 segments, right? It's actually, I think, going to cost you about 100,000 coins if you have to buy everything from scratch, because of these squads right now, there are some of them that have silvers, bronzes, even some gold cards selling for 2, 3, 4, 5,000 coins because it is difficult to find players from those certain clubs in the League One. And of course, that's got their prices up. Like, I checked my club right away yesterday at the content drop, and I sold a card from Havre AC and from Strasbourg for 3,000 and 4,000 coins because I was like, all right, I'm not going to do this SBC right now. I'm going to wait, stack up a couple of cards through whatever means and whatever packs I can get silvers from, and then hopefully be able to do SBC from my club and sell these cards now that I have tradable for an increased value. Because again, this is only an SBC that you can do 2 times. So these cards, check your clubs, guys, for sure right now for silvers specifically from these League One teams and clubs, because they're selling right now on the market. Like I believe some AZ Auxerre or AJ Auxerre players are, I'm pretty sure, all extinct. There's even an inform on the market right now. I forget, it's Angers, right? I think it's an Angers player, or Angers, however you say it. Excuse my pronunciation. I believe there are none of them that are available on the market for 5K, either bronzes, silvers, and golds. So there's even an inform right now that has gone up to like 25,000 coins because people are buying that and putting it into this SBC, which seems crazy. But you guys might be able to check out your clubs and actually get a couple of these done, because it's not like you need, again, a full 11 players of Montpellier or Toulouse. All you need is one player from each of those 2 clubs. You can get your rest of your 26 chemistry and 80 rating from all the other random 80, 81 rateds in your club that you might have from the Prem, from La Liga. You get all your chemistry through those, or maybe one link to a Toulouse or a Montpellier player. You don't necessarily need all League One players to get that one done. So that's the nice thing about this. It's not that hard, but at the same time, it is just like slightly difficult. But I love the glimmer of hope that this brings, that really just tells us that EA listened to the community and brought something back that we loved from the good old days. Like these cards. These are what League SBCs used to be. League One, FIFA 17, you got this Lacazette card, which back then, this was a little bit later on in the year. The power curve had not boosted up that far by that stage of the year. And these were just emotional SBCs. And a lot of you guys, if you played back then, oh my gosh, this Suarez card, right? Of course, a 94 Suarez. This was much later on in the year. EA giving this card out. We're doing a League SBC. But these cards were awesome. There were no... You could not obtain them from anywhere else except from doing the League SBCs. They put out some big name players like Edison Cavani. I tweeted him out yesterday. There were just Giovinco, if you guys remember that one. Really, really sick cards. So some of you guys may be looking at this and you're like, Nate, why is this even such a big deal? Well, it's just because EA listened to the community and released something that is close to what we had before that was really, really good. I hope we continue to see this. It expires in 10 days. I don't know if we're going to get another one here soon, but my hope is that they keep doing this throughout the year, because this actually gives us now motivation to maybe keep some of those players from top 5 leagues. Maybe it's the Serie A, maybe it's the Prem, maybe it's, the Bundesliga, or, players from those top 5 leagues that we've been maybe putting into SBCs thinking they would have no use. Hold on to those now, because you might be able to do an SBC for the cards like this Matisse Tell that will only get better over time as EA do more of these SBCs, hopefully, and hopefully there are more to come. So again, this SBC I think is actually like 110,000 coins to do, so I wouldn't say go out and pay for it straight away unless you really want the Matisse Tell card, but I think it's worth grinding away and chipping away at. And again, like I mentioned, check your club, because you might have some cards to sell and you might even be able to do the SBC or most of the SBC without even batting an eye. Now let's go to the market and talk about things, guys, because I'm looking at some prices right now because of that SBC, and it gives out tradable packs, right? That's a really big draw to people doing that SBC. The fact that it gives out a lot of tradable packs, I'm looking at prices, and especially a card like Alexia Putellas is down a lot, 190,000 coins. Take a look at this flipping graph. She started dropping right after content yesterday from 211,000 coins. She didn't even drop during squad battles rewards. She was still up during squad battles, 211K down to 190, even dipped below 190 a little bit ago. You take a look at a lot of gold cards. Bonmati's 82K, Vinny Jr.'s 1.1 mil, Mbappe's 2.6, Hansen's 440. Like, Son is 94,000 coins. He was even a little bit lower than that. Rafa Leao was 320. He's now 240. A lot of these prices have dropped, and I think it has to do with two things. The first thing is the supply from that league SBC, guys. I legitimately think that league SBC did bring a good amount of supply to the market. You can tell there's a couple more first owner cards that were being listed up as we were checking the market yesterday on some of these gold cards after content. So that's just fresh supply that's coming in as people want to do the Matisse Tell. You saw the upvote ratio on that. People like that card. They want to get it done, and they're getting the packs back from doing it. And the second thing is, I think there's also a little bit of panic for people preparing for Black Friday, because I'm hearing questions and I'm hearing you guys mention that a little bit more, and we're not that far away. We are not that far away from Black Friday at all, guys. And I think people are just starting to say, hey, we're less than 2 weeks away. We're like a week and a half away from the big promo, and this is going to be the week. Maybe this weekend, maybe at some point during the week this week, where prices do start to tail off a little bit. And I think we're seeing the beginning of that, the beginning of people saying, oh, Mbappe's definitely going to drop during Black Friday, right? Which I would say yes to. Sure, we had the big drop off last weekend. Mbappe went from 3.4 down to 2.9. He went back to 3 mil, and now he's 2.7, 2.6. Is Mbappe going to go lower? Abso-freaking-lutely, he's going to go lower. Is a card like Bonmati going to go lower? Absolutely, she's going to be going lower as well. So I think this is a double whammy. You have supply coming in, but also you have people selling and maybe going full untradeable just because they don't want to risk losing more coins in the next couple of weeks. Now, with that being said, I still think, as you see on my transfer list, as I showed you guys a sneak peek in the intro, I have invested in some of these cards from the current promo team because these still have a lot of hype. And what is the thing that we have been saying about these cards all weekend long? They are rare. And a lot of these dropped in price yesterday because of the squad battle rewards. Like, how does Putellas not drop at all from squad battle rewards? But these promo cards who are uber rare on the market, like Xhaka, dropped down 50K. Or this Myra Ramirez, who I picked up at 250,000 coins yesterday. She went from 350 to 230. It's a huge drop from rewards. And now she's coming back up and probably, in my opinion, going to go higher today as people will want to try out these brand new promo cards. I picked up a couple of Adiemis, especially after using him in Weekend League. And, humble brag, getting my best Weekend League finish of the year. If you guys want to see that, it's one of the most epic Weekend League. It is the most epic Weekend League run I have ever personally had. And I think it's got to be one of the craziest out there. We went from down bad to coming back and getting rank, I'll spoil it just for a hint here, rank 3 Never thought I would have ever got that, but that's going to be linked right up here if you want to check it out, especially after this video is over. But I think people want to use these Trackstar players because, like we've been watching for their price graphs, like especially with this Adeyemi, the cards just move. Yesterday, Adeyemi with rewards went down, went back up, went down, went back up. This guy has so much demand, people want to use him, and he's not the only one. So that's why I invested in these cards. I have a few more coins to go in and invest too. I think those are going to rise up decent today. I think we're going to see an okay market rise, especially with how much the market dropped off yesterday. You're still getting a lot of coins. People are still getting a lot of coins today to move into the market and try some players out. I just want to make sure I go with the cards that are the most rare and popular right now, and that feels like it is the Trackstar cards. That's why I'm investing in those. Also taking a look at some other out-of-pack specials like this Ousmane Dembele. Maybe it's because of the new Matisse Tell, but he went from like 330 yesterday. He was like 300,000 coins just now. Hopefully he goes back up to like 330. I should have bought this one at 294. Should have. Didn't. But that's the type of stuff I would be trading with at the moment because I think it could rise. Our normal weekly market movements, right, are lows on Sundays. Heading into Mondays, things start to go up even more through Tuesday, even a little bit into Wednesday. After Rivals Rewards on Thursday, we see stuff kind of peak. Then we sell, and then we get into the weekend. I think it should be pretty close to that this week, which is why I've started to invest a lot of my coins in the cards that I think people are going to want to buy. But as I said as well, watch out of pack specials like this. Jonathan Tom moved pretty good yesterday, as I think people are trying Xhaka. Maybe other Centurions cards in here, like Renard looks a little bit low at 230,000 coins. Lautaro Martinez looks a bit low for that card right there at the moment too. This Ferran Torres one is consistently moving. And then of course, like I traded with some Trailblazers yesterday. These are always going to be good cards to flip if you can find the fluctuations correctly, if you can time it right and pick a card that people want to buy. Like Cole Palmer, I bought him again, 400K yesterday, sold him at 440. It was a great trade. Christian Pulisic is down even lower right now. That's the kind of stuff that I will be trading with today. Probably not as much of the gold cards unless it's down a ton and you want to risk it a little bit. But I do believe the market's still going to do good. I don't think the panic and the selling ahead of Black Friday is really set in yet. I think there's still plenty of time before we have to say, all right, now it's time to go. Get your cards out. If there's players that you like don't want to lose any more coins on, you've had them in your team for a while, then sure, I would give you the green light to maybe sell them. But I don't even know if I would sell them today. I think I would just chill out on the selling because I think the market's going to go up a little bit in the next couple days, as I've been mentioning. Maybe it's better to sell then than it is to sell right now. And then you get to use those cards for even a few more days. So that's kind of my thought on the market. I'm investing, but I won't necessarily be selling today as well. I'll sell a few things so I can get some coins back and trade, but probably going to see prices rise nicely, hopefully throughout the week this week heading into Rivals Rewards. Let's talk about the Monday content today because I mentioned it in the intro because I genuinely think we're overdue. I've already mentioned this once before in the videos because of the time of the year that we're in. And we have a crafting upgrade that's still available right now. We technically already have an upgrade pack. That's why I think this would slide in perfectly as a different type of upgrade pack. And we're behind compared to last year on the first player picks of the year. Guys, I went back and looked. We had player picks in October last year. We had a 1 of 2 75 plus during the Trailblazers promo. And then again, we had it during Centurions, a 1 of 3. We haven't had any repeatable 75 plus or any sort of player picks this year for upgrade packs. And I think today might be the day that they first come out. There's no leaks for that. I have no news. I'm just purely guessing because we have a crafting upgrade that is out. That's a pack. It would be very easy for EA to just drop a 78 plus player pick in this game and say, hey, here's your player pick to go along with the crafting upgrade. Yesterday's content was decent. Maybe this is a move towards content being a little bit better this week. I don't know. I'm hoping as well as just guessing because we know we need that sort of better content. But if they do release something along those lines, one thing I would expect them to put in a requirement is not just gold comments. I think they'd also require rares. They always put the price on player picks as a premium compared to the upgrade packs. But of course, the player pick, you got multiple options shown to you and you get to pick one. And player picks, in theory, do give you quote unquote better fodder because you have more options. Now, sometimes I like having just the regular upgrade packs because you get to take all the cards with you and it's better for crafting. But sometimes player picks just have that something special juice about them to just make them a little extra OP. So watch out for those today. Also, again, I'm going to say this, EA, it would be so sick right now with the Centurions crafting upgrade having 10 days left on it if they dropped a prime bronze or silver upgrade just for the next couple of days to help us out with the League SBC craft, with the World Tour frames, the League upgrade craft, with the Centurions crafting upgrade. Literally a bronze prime and a silver prime upgrade pack would be phenomenal. That's all they're going to drop. That'd be super great. It can be limited like 5-10 times per day. That's fine. Something like that would incredibly help the menu grind at the moment. Now, it's a Monday as well, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of other content besides maybe an upgrade pack or two and maybe a player SBC. Aubameyang is the one leaked card that we do have right now. Of course, we had 2 cards released yesterday that were leaked, so this is the one outstanding. I don't know if we'll get a player SBC today, guys. We might not, because they dropped, of course, one every single day during the weekend. It might be a really quiet day for content today, which would be good for the market and is what we normally see on Mondays anyway. So that's why we're investing so heavily. But watch out for that Aubameyang. There could be some Saudi League links there. So get on the market, maybe make some buys today. I think, again, you want to stick to the more out of packs and rare cards if you want to go the safest route possible. But if you do want to invest in some of the track stars or track stars heroes, I think there'll be a window of opportunity because, again, I think a lot of people really like using these cards. They fluctuated so well during the weekend. And there's a couple of them that I like a little bit more than others, but, you know, just look at the price graphs. The price graphs tell you the story. Do you want to buy Myra Ramirez right now at 272? No, because she's already gone up a lot, right? She was 230 here, went to 270. She's kind of already back up at 270, right? Do you want to buy Vandeven at 720? I don't think so. He was as low as 660 yesterday. So do a little bit of research on the footprint graphs, whether you're PC, whether you're console, and look through some of the graphs and kind of see if a card is one that you think people actually want to use and if it's at a low price, because that's going to help you make the best possible investment. Same thing goes for out of packs cards. That's how I knew that the Ousmane Dembele was low. I looked through his price graph and I was like, oh, dip. This dude is really, really low. I want to get involved here, potentially make some coins. So watch the market because I think movements will be good today. And again, I think you're good to hold for a couple more days, and we'll see if EA have any surprises for us later on in this day or in this week. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy it, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys on the second channel upload. Make sure you check that out. Seriously, legendary stuff. If you've never been over there, make sure you check that one out, and I will see you guys on the stream today. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you guys there. Peace out.